The following podcast contains spoilers and adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, hey, Sarge here.
Oh, hey, Frenzy here.
From the Sarge Approved podcast up here in Minnesota.
Yeah, okay.
You're listening to the Showdown podcast.
And you better keep listening, don't you know?
Fuckers.
The Showdown Podcast presents the Survivor Series with Corey Miller, Vic Miller, and Brad Scott. This week's episode, Rambo First Blood Part 2. Welcome to the Showdown Podcast. That 8-bit sound effect song must mean it's time for what, Corey?
It's time for you to look at my list of the songs that I picked out.
It's time for Rambo! We're talking Rambo again.
No respect.
I know. I spent time looking for those songs, and he doesn't even pick it.
Welcome to the Showdown Podcast. It's an award-winning podcast somehow. We won 3 awards, actually. Shockingly. We are joined, as always, in the Miller Zoo, Corey's Evil Lair, to my left, by Corey, fucking Rambo nickname Miller, and via phone, Vic. Where are all the black people in this movie? Miller. And I am Brad, weed-related Rambo nickname Scott.
Boy, you did not
You really
even try.
put work in this week, huh?
Taking a week off. But we talked Rambo, and
I thought it was last week.
what was last week?
Well, yeah.
Your week off. This is a whole new week.
Vic,
You're supposed
there
to run
wasn't
it.
an episode. They don't know
I
that.
know.
They don't know I wasn't here. You guys didn't record without me. I was hoping you were for this movie, but you didn't.
That's what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, before we
How about Brad? I'm not even trying this week. Scott?
that is pretty good.
Thank
We'll get to the movie here in a minute, but we'll do Corey's bankroll or bust and history and all that bullshit. Before we do, saw a movie over the weekend. Vic, I believe you saw a movie as well.
I did.
I think we saw the same movie.
We did.
Alien.
Yes.
Corey, you didn't see it?
I did not.
You're
I
not
saw
cool?
another movie.
What movie did
Why?
you see?
What did we go see? I can't remember. We'll find out in a minute. What
What?
did you guys
So
think of
good.
Alien?
Vic, go ahead.
No, I just said whatever he saw was so good he can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I know.
Vic, I meant go ahead with your thoughts on Alien.
Oh. I was a little disappointed. I thought it was an okay movie, but it was weird. Like they just decided to make it into this story that I guess fits with some of the background stuff from the original Alien movie, but I don't know. I was sorely disappointed. I was expecting to see better, and it didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. I liked the xenomorphs in it, so like seeing the new xenomorphs and the different aliens was great. I kind of like the fight scenes a little bit between the aliens and the chick, but other than that, it was just kind of I'm hoping that they get better as the next 2 come out.
Brad, what'd you think?
Hot garbage. That movie was fucking terrible. So long, so pointless, like too much shit going on. I hate movies like that where there's like 15 things. I kept forgetting. I was like, okay, wait. So they just living here now, or are they? It just too much shit was going on. It didn't make any sense.
How was Danny McBride?
He was the best part of it.
Really?
Yeah, he was. I was impressed.
Was
I was
he-
impressed with his character.
Was he more of comedic foil, or was he actually being
Wasn't
serious?
a whole lot of comedy.
Pretty serious.
So he was pretty
I mean,
serious then.
he was cracking wise more than anybody else, but he wasn't trying to be funny. He was just kind of like this character. His name's Tennessee, so he's like a redneck kind of character. But he did a really good job. Like he was like emotional and worried and pissy and everything else. So I thought he did a great job.
The most obvious fucking plot twist ever.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, I knew that the fucking android was David. Spoiler alert.
Right.
Like, it was so fucking obvious. The way they wouldn't show his hand for a while, and everything. It just, I was so disappointed because I saw Prometheus, and that's still worse. But I thought, oh, okay, well, this time, they've got the aliens. Like, the aliens I know.
Right.
And, like, the time where they actually have the full-grown alien, what do you think, Vic? It's like 8 minutes?
Yeah.
On screen?
Yeah. About.
Yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't pop up.
There's a fight scene, and it involves that alien, and it's just, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, it just jumps on the ship and, like, comes after him, and then that's pretty much it.
And it wasn't that hard for them to, like, get away and beat the alien.
It's so weird, though, in this series. Like, the first one was great. Alien, just regular Alien was great. Alien 2 was great. And then as they go on, they start to get a little worse and a little worse. And even with these new ones, it doesn't sound like they can even come close. It's like technology has come around. It's even better than it used to be. And
it's the stories. Like Alien and Aliens was about like people dealing with the aliens. In the movies that subsequently came afterwards, it was about people trying to survive in whatever the fuck was going on, and there were aliens around, kind of situation. And this was kind of that same thing. It's like these are people trying to survive, and there just happens to be aliens around, and they don't really do anything. And it was weird. So, Brad, like that one little alien that popped out, it was like fully grown, but it was just little.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was weird. Like what the fuck is that? That's not how this works.
Yeah. And then
I was like, I don't understand what that is, but
like it had some potential starting off. When they got to the planet, it just was so long, way too long.
Dude, did you think Jurassic Park, Velociraptors in the grass?
Oh yeah. When they're on at the camp thing at the beginning, when their first night,
they're walking through the high grass and like they're just running around in the grass. I was like, yeah. My son and I were both looking at it like he's like, do you see like Velociraptors?
The movie,
like, yeah, that's pretty.
The movie I saw was the new Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
that's good.
Yeah,
I saw that. I liked it.
It was okay. I mean, it wasn't horrible. I mean, it wasn't as bad as the last one, that's for sure. The last one I didn't think was great.
It was a good continuance of the story, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, and then it sets up for your next set of films that they're going to do out of that, assuming that that's what they're going to do. But it wasn't bad. I didn't fall asleep at all, but it wasn't like great. I wasn't going, oh yeah, this is awesome.
That's your contribution, huh?
That's my contribution. You asked what I
saw a movie that it wasn't great, but I didn't fall asleep during it. That's your review.
You asked what it was that I saw, so there you go. And that's why I forgot what it was that I saw.
All right, so Vic, do you have everything pulled up?
I do.
All right,
I'm prepared.
It's time for a game we like to call Bankroll or Bust.
God, every time.
Took like a minute of me waiting there on the. Okay, so this is where Corey tries to guess the profits, how much the movie made, the take home, versus how much they spent.
Okay.
All right, you ready, Corey?
I'm ready. Hit me.
All right, this movie was distributed by TriStar Pictures, released on May 22nd, 1985. With a running time of 96 minutes and a budget of $25.5 million. How much did the box office take in for Rambo First Blood Part 2?
$25 million budget, so it means you will be getting a $2.5 million buffer.
I'm going to say $55 million.
I'm going to let you reconsider your answer.
I'm going to say 100. No. All right. You're going to let me reconsider? How about 80 million?
Let you reconsider.
80 million.
All right, that's your final answer.
That's my final answer. I forgot that I need to start going
Hold
way
on,
over
Vic.
what my.
Don't give it away yet.
All right.
I'm a little behind, but I'm looking to.
And Vic,
Okay, how much did you say, Corey?
I said 80 million.
80 million.
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Make sure. Go ahead, Vic.
You are 220.4 million dollars off, Corey.
What?
It made $300.4 million.
Mid 80s action movie starring Sylvester Stallone.
Wow.
Come on, your theatrical white Jesus for the 80s.
I'm really
You thought he only made $80 million on this movie?
Well, it was the 80s. I didn't think it was going to be that high.
What?
Yeah.
It's a lot of cocaine.
Apparently so. Wow, that's shocking.
Let's see here. So then now it's time for a little segment we like to call. And now the Showdown Podcast History. I saw this movie today. Corey.
The first time I saw it was last week.
Vic.
Am I the only one that saw this movie when it around the time it actually was created?
Yes, you are.
I think I saw it. I did see it in the late '80s, not when it first came out, but I saw it shortly after. And then obviously, it's what it is.
It's what it is.
What it is. It's another one of your Rocky movies, just Rocky in the woods.
What?
Rocky in the jungle.
Sir, there was no Apollo in this movie. This has been the Showdown Podcast History. All right.
Who picked this movie?
Corey.
Who do you think?
Corey.
I'm the one that picks all the 80s movies.
Corey.
You're welcome.
No. We're going to set you straight right now, son.
What's that?
First of all, this is the Showdown Podcast Survivor Series. The concept of this is that we watch movies that we have watched in our past to see if it holds up in our present.
Not necessarily.
If you just watched this movie last week for the first time, then you have no basis for the past.
Not necessarily, because
Kind of true.
Hold on. Allow me to retort. The description of our Survivor Series.
Vic just left.
The description of the Survivor Series is we take a look back at films and see if they still hold up. Now, in that context, it could be that the material itself holds up. Like you two may have already seen it before, but I hadn't, and then I could say, no, this doesn't hold up. This material is not good. It may have been good back then, but now it doesn't.
The movie,
I
there's
know
nothing for you to hold it up against. Like, you don't know if it holds up.
The material
You're just
itself,
watching
yes,
it
I
going,
could.
oh well, this movie is pretty good, but you still have nothing to base it against.
Okay, wait. So you're saying is what you're saying is, oh, I'm just seeing if it holds up in time.
Yeah. See, because it's not technically defined when we say Survivor Series. It holds up because if it holds up the first time we saw it, we never actually say that. It's if it still holds up over time. Could be the little.
Is it like Stallone's birthday or something?
I don't know did he die?
What's this connection?
The reason for this? Well, a peek behind the curtain. This was supposed to be done for last week before Memorial Day, and so that was the whole thing.
Yeah, we need to go back to just picking movies that we think are going to be good or good for the show, as opposed to having to look at a goddamn calendar and be like, "Well, it's going to be National Pie Day next Wednesday. Let's do American Pie." Like we need to start.
That's a good idea.
Picking. Oh dear
American
God!
Pie on Pie Day.
But we need to
Stop giving him ideas, Brad.
What? Who are you? What the hell? Did you have a stroke there?
I did. Oh, yeah.
One day, her wife's just gonna be like, "That Forrest Whitaker eye is it's a stroke."
It's moved down to my heart.
Forrest Whitaker heart.
Half of it just squinting.
Well, I tell you.
Oh God.
I was ecstatic for the Rambo selection.
All right, can we get a little details on this movie, please?
What's wrong, Corey?
I want to hear. I want to hear what Raiden has to say about
Yeah,
Rambo.
Corey, why are you trying to cut me off? Corey, looks like you got a little something there on your shirt.
My
There's
what?
There's a stain on your shirt. Pew, pew, pew. That up there you go. Nice. That's a good mortal. Nice and clean.
That's so damn creepy.
You know,
The problem is
I like Rambo too because it takes me back to memories when I was in Southeast Asia.
the problem is
But I wasn't rescuing any POWs. I was fucking 12-year-olds.
You were peeing on W's.
I was cleansing mortal Asian children.
Vic, so you have it easy. You're on Skype with no video. I have to actually look at him as he does this voice.
What's wrong with it, Corey?
It's so damn creepy. Can we move on?
Pew. That time there wasn't even a stain.
That one was just special for you, Corey.
That was just some underworld ejaculate for you, Corey.
I'm just gonna look the opposite way. It's so much better.
They bottle my ejaculate up and sell it to you mortals. They call it Surge Soda.
It's unfortunate
The reason it wasn't around for a while is because
you were out.
no, I have plenty. It was just other places.
What other places?
I was in where the My Little Ponies live.
Oh God.
Hung out there. Hanging out with. You ever been to a planet of 1,000 galaxies?
No.
Yeah, it's a new place.
Okay. That's all you got on that?
That's all I got.
Corey's
Vic,
about to pop.
Vic, help me out here.
Okay, Vic,
I
tell us
actually am
about
greatly
Rambo
enjoying your
2.
pain right now.
I'm gonna switch the Skype from audio only to video, so you have to stare at him too.
It doesn't bother me. I'm fine with it.
He's not afraid.
I fear no immortal.
All right, Vic, hit us up.
All right, so we meet up with John Rambo 3 years into his sentence after being arrested and freeze framing at the end of the first Rambo movie. So apparently he got a raw deal. They threw his ass in jail, and he was doing hard labor, busting up rocks.
Now, see, I want to stop right there. That kind of confused me because
We're like 10 seconds in.
I know. It confused me because I'm like, wait a minute, he didn't get arrested at the end of the last one. Why is he in jail?
And they did?
Yeah, they didn't explain that. He never got arrested.
Yes, he did.
They put him in handcuffs and walked off with him, and then they had the cutscene. We talked about that.
I thought he just walked away. I thought he just let.
No, you're thinking of the fucking Incredible Hulk.
Oh, shit. You're right.
It's okay, man. It'll happen.
Well, it's been a while in my defense.
Have we cleared this up for you now?
Yes, carry on.
All right, good. So he's into his sentence. Troutman shows up and tells him, "Look, a computer has crunched some numbers and it figured out that you were probably the best person to complete a mission that everyone else has failed at, and it's honestly the only way I can get you out of jail," which he promised to do, but apparently was not able to accomplish. So he takes him to Southeast Asia, which in the movie looked interestingly enough like a municipal airport in like Burbank.
Yeah.
They just painted everything black and green to make it look military. And the military helicopter that he should have been flown in on, like a Black Hawk or something, was just like a news copter that they took the lettering off of.
Are you calling bullshit on the technicalities of this movie?
I'm calling bullshit on the start of this movie, like 2 minutes in, and I'm already I'm out. So at least later on in the course of the movie, they start using actual military equipment. So I'll give it that point. But he's told by the Troutman and another fucking spook of the CIA that they need him to go in and identify any live POWs in this in this concentration camp from left over from Vietnam. So he is standing there and he has this blank look on his face, like, okay. And he's like, all you're gonna do is go and take pictures. You're not supposed to do anything. Do not engage. Do not do anything. Just take pictures. Come back, and we'll send a Delta Strike Force in to get.
You don't want me to do anything? That's
Yeah,
my Sylvester Stallone. Thank you.
Hey, do that again.
You don't want me to do anything?
Hold on, you're both talking at the same time. Hang on, Vic. Corey's got a new impression. Go ahead.
You don't want me to do anything?
Hold on.
What the listener doesn't see is I'm actually doing the lip too.
Okay.
Damn it! That one. All right. So that's the last time you'll hear that one. I'll have to go back and work on that.
Give him one more for good.
Oh no, you do the lullaby. Yeah, you know
You kind of got a little high pitched on there. He doesn't get that high pitched, but
You're
right.
criticizing.
It's better. Well, yeah. I was going to say it was better than mine.
So, my point in saying this is the guy tells him,
I can
"Look,
do a
you're not to
Stallone
engage.
impression."
Don't do anything." What?
I can do a Stallone impression.
Vic, don't encourage him.
I'm John Rambo. Look at my knife.
Hey,
Sorry,
hey,
go ahead.
Rambo. What does your gun sound like?
Pew, pew, pew.
It's an automatic, so it's have to be
Pew,
fast.
pew,
Right.
pew, pew, pew.
There you go.
It's called spray and pray.
Yeah.
I wasn't even just doing the sound effect, Vic. Corey's got my ejaculate all over his face now.
I'll be back. I gotta clean up.
Very nice. So,
No, it's not.
my point in stating this is like he tells him, "Do not engage. Don't do anything," and then he gives him like explosive arrow tips, machine guns, like all of this stuff, and then at the end of the kind of arming up montage, he hands him a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. He's like putting all the knives together and everything, and then he lets like screws on the lens
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That didn't really make any sense.
like a fucking stay-at-home mom with a new career now.
Here you go. Here's your camera. Take some pictures.
Oh, I got this new camera. We got a really good lens. If you guys need any pictures, I mean,
I only know how to push the button.
Wait. Was that supposed to be Rambo or Yogi Bear?
I realized when I said it, it did sound a little bit like Yogi Bear.
Hey, boo-boo, we gotta go rescue some POWs.
Hey, maybe they're one and the same. Who knows? Okay.
But I don't want to rescue POWs, Yogi. That's what we gotta do to get out of this prison. You want to keep getting raped, boo-boo? I kind of like it.
It's not so bad.
So Rambo hops in a plane. They get him all suited up. They're like, you're gonna have to jump in.
Hey, boo-boo, I'm sick of penises in my ass.
Is having a bad day because as soon as he goes to jump out of the plane, he gets hooked on the side of the plane, and they have to rescue him by cutting him free. It just all goes to shit right from the start. He loses all of his shit, and so it's not good.
Oh, it's too bad he lost the camera.
Yeah, he finally gets down. He touches down. He starts surveilling the area. He finds the camp, and he figures out that there are POWs still in this camp, and he helps save one of them with the help of the Viet Cong. I guess are they rebels or freedom fighters?
It was a help of that girl.
Right? But
yeah,
she
she was
a freedom fighter, and there's a whole
something
group.
like that.
And they're fighting against the military that's still kind of, imprisoning their people and all that kind of stuff. So he's trying to get this guy back because he doesn't have the camera anymore. So the only way he can prove that there's people in the POW camp is to take this one guy back with him so that he can tell them that they need to go in and get them help. Because apparently they can't take Rambo's word for it when he gets back.
No.
So they hop on a boat to try to escape. The Viet Cong chase them down. There's a fight that ensues. Rambo shoots a bunch of people, blows up a boat, kills a guy with his knife that's long enough to be a fucking sword, because he doesn't believe in using anything less than that. You find out that the whole thing was a big sham. The CIA guy is a criminal himself, which we kind of knew that was going to happen. The guy that's his bodyguard, I guess, is that the dude from Karate Kid?
It
I
is.
I swear to God, I was about to say, did you guys keep waiting through the entire movie for him to be like, John, sweep the leg?
I wasn't sure. I was like, is that Cobra Kai guy?
Yes, it is. It's definitely him. And he was also in Brad's pick from the very beginning of the Showdown podcast. He was in Death Race 2000.
Yeah, he's Martin Cove.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was like, when I first saw him, I'm like, oh look, it's him.
Sweep
I
the
wasn't
leg,
sure.
Johnny.
I'm usually wrong when I recognize people like that. Everyone's like, that's not who you think it is. It's not him. So I was gonna check and make sure with you guys that it was.
Sweep the leg, Johnny. Rambo. Get it? It's the same name.
Yep.
Basically finds out that there's Soviet troops training the Viet Cong, and that's really what they were doing. They wanted kind of the inside on what was going on with that. And when Troutman realizes that he's just kind of thrown Rambo into the middle of this shit just to kind of prove a point and to find out what's actually going on, then Troutman throws a piss fit as always, because it's always his fault that Rambo's getting in trouble. Apparently, he really needs to separate himself from that guy. But the POWs are the ones that are paying the price for everything that's going on. It really is just like I don't know, Corey. I hate you for making me watch this again.
Well, at one point, Troutman has a recovery team go in to get Rambo and the one POW that he did free.
And that.
And then as they're getting ready to come down, they're ordered to come back and not get him. So then he realizes something's up, and he realizes that he's been basically I don't know what the right word is, two-timed or whatever. And so
He's been double crossed.
Double crossed. Thank you. I knew.
He wasn't sleeping with him and decided to sleep with somebody else.
I knew it had to do something with the number two. But then, so he spends the rest of the movie trying to get back. And he's at one point he's kidnapped by the Russians,
and we find out that the leader of the Russians is Jennifer Aniston.
After they catch Rambo and put him in the shit water with the leeches.
That's not correct, by the way.
What's that?
It was not Jennifer Aniston.
Vic just rolls along with it.
Gotta make that correction so people don't go to this movie excited to see.
Oh, the Jennifer Aniston must have been her first movie before Leprechaun.
To see Rachel Geller, and then it's just Asians.
But yeah, he's tortured by the Russians, and then he ends up
running for president.
Yeah, but then he ends up getting free, and because the one girl who had at one point gotten away came up and started killing a bunch of people, which was able to let him get away, and they spend a little time trying to avoid the Russians. And in the meantime, while trying to avoid him, he gets his first on-screen. Rambo gets his first on-screen kiss. And from what I understand, it's the only time he's had a kiss in this entire series. So, but then that's right before she gets killed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So then he's trying to get back. he's trying a helicopter. One of the helicopters flown by the Russians is shooting at him. He ends up taking the helicopter down in a massive explosion, which looked really cool over a waterfall. So that was kind of cool. But yeah,
they try to drop a barrel bomb on him.
Yeah,
who uses those anymore?
There's just so much over the top fight or shooting and blowing things up. That's one of the cool things about 80s action movies like this, is that they just go over the top and they don't care, or they didn't care if it was feasible for this to actually happen, for these things to actually happen, which is one of the things that I like about 80s movies. And but eventually he ends up freeing all the other POWs, killing all the Russians, and getting back, flying their helicopter back to the base, and then once he's back to the base, he sees the one guy. Well, first of all, he punches Martin Cove. I believe that's what happened. And then when he goes in to find that guy that was in charge of the whole thing, he really threatens him. He doesn't kill him, but he starts shooting up everything in their little makeshift bunker. And then, so as he's getting ready to leave after shooting up the inside and threatening the one guy, he walks by Troutman, and Troutman asks him what's he going to do, and he tells him, what this is for the veterans, what that it's not about anything else but them.
I came here tonight, and I didn't know what to expect.
Когда я вышел этим вечером на этот ринг,
I seen a lot of people hating me, and I didn't know what to feel about that, so I guess I didn't like you much, none either.
я думаю, что я не любил их тоже.
During this fight, I seen a lot of changing.
В течение всего этого боя я понял, что многое изменилось.
The way you felt about me, and the way I felt about you.
И я почувствовал, что вы тоже изменились.
In here, there were two guys killing each other. But I guess that's better than 20 million.
Я думаю, что это лучше, чем даже $20 миллионов.
But what I was trying to say is that if I can change,
я думаю, что каждый тоже изменился сегодня.
And you can change.
Вы можете измениться.
Everybody can change.
Каждый может измениться.
That's what I get for letting you pick the audio clip. Vic is probably sitting there going, "Yeah, that happened."
I checked out.
Oh my
right
God,
after
Vic! There's a tiger in your room. I just heard him.
That is not the clip I had wanted. That was from Rocky IV.
All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to the
it
Showdown
was Sylvester
podcast.
Stallone and Russians. I mean,
Damn it, Vic!
fit.
Fuck!
What?
I was perfect lead into the commercial. Did you not hear me say we'll be right back?
Nope.
Yeah,
Obviously
as I'm going to commercial, you're just talking over me. For real. Now, let's take a commercial break. You're listening to the 3-time award-winning Showdown podcast.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
It's commercial time. Corey,
You can find me on.
you can shut the fuck up. Vic,
You can find me at MillerKing51 on social media, or as Black and Angry. That's BLAQ, the letter N, and Angry on all gaming platforms.
all right, Corey, I'm putting the sweet tart in my mouth, so I won't even be able to talk anyway, so go ahead.
Okay, you can find me on.
Yeah, I can still talk.
Damn it.
You can find me at BradScottComedy.com. Follow on Instagram and Twitter at BradScottComedy, and go to Facebook and click like on comedian Brad Scott. All right, Corey, it's sweet and tart. It's messing with me, so go ahead.
Okay, you can find me on Twitter.
You can find the Showdown at the Showdown Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Go to Facebook, the Showdown Podcast. Click like, somebody should. Corey, go ahead.
That's on Twitter and Letterboxd at NKOgonzo. You can also find Vic and I's other show, the Miller Times Podcast, on Twitter at Miller Times Pod. Something about Letterboxd is that I made up a list of all the movies we've done here in the Survivor Series.
Oh, look at that.
They're all in order. You can check them all out. You can see my star rating on all of them. I'm also working on my best and worst of 2017 too, so you can check those out as well.
Oh my God, Corey made content.
Yeah,
Brad, it's a banner fucking day.
I know. I'm proud of him.
yeah.
He's growing up before our eyes.
Vic, do you
Right
have another show that you wanted to mention?
I actually started a new show last night called Cable Ready. and it is it's all about Game of Thrones. So we're going to be covering Game of Thrones. You can find that at Cable Ready on the Twitters.
It's a good thing you started in June because winter is coming. All right, we'll get back to the Showdown podcast, and we're going to kick it off with that Rambo speech, as promised. Here you go.
If I can change,
Я думаю, что каждый тоже изменился
and
сегодня.
you can change,
Вы можете измениться.
everybody can change.
Каждый может измениться.
I don't know why I expected anything less.
All right, time to get our decisions. Vic, I think we know where you stand, but go ahead.
Yeah, so about that. It's action wise, it's an action packed movie. It delivers exactly what it says it's supposed to, which is just a bunch of crazy shit. But
Sorry, Vic. I got some sweet tarts.
He is totally not listening to you.
Go ahead. No, I am. Go ahead. It delivers as advertised.
yeah, I mean it's exactly what it is. It's Sylvester Stallone not talking too much, shooting a lot of weapons, killing a bunch of people, and things blowing up. So it gave me exactly what I thought it was going to. But as far as story wise, it just to me it's nothing spectacular. So to me, it doesn't hold up at all. It's just again another one of those movies that's like, why?
Corey?
Me? Oh, wow. Let me see. Yes, I enjoyed this movie. As I had mentioned earlier, and as Vic mentioned too, there's a lot of the 80s action, which I totally dig. I love that stuff, and it's not really something you see a lot in today's action movies, unfortunately. But the story itself, yeah, it's a very simple thing. He goes in, it's very similar. And sure, I could say this could take away from my feelings towards it, but it's really similar to Escape from New York, where Kurt Russell, like Rambo, has to go in and save somebody and make it back out, an area where he most likely could get killed. So there's some similarities there, but I don't care. I think the action is over the top. It's great. And the story itself is very simple, and I just loved it.
There would have been a completely different show had you have suggested Escape from New York as opposed to Rambo 2.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it still holds up. I mean, we haven't done Escape from New York on the show, but I've seen it within the last few years, and for me, that still holds up too.
Yeah, that holds up for me too. However, this one you can't liken those two movies, and not in my world at least.
Well, the only difference with Escape from New York is it's more dramatic than it is the action packed like Rambo is. And there's more. I mean, I don't know if you could say there's more story there, but it is more dramatic, and it's not all.
There's definitely more dialogue.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but in the later Rockies, his son grows up. It's like I think number 5. Is it 5 or 6? Milo Ventimiglia plays his son.
5. Wait, are you talking about as an adult or when he's like the kid where Tommy Gunn?
I think it's that one
where he's training him.
Yeah, I think it's that one. And
he's like 13.
Milo plays his son. No, I think it's a little bit older than that. It may have been the movie after
maybe
that.
15.
Yeah. But I saw a lot of characteristics with Rambo with Sylvester Stallone in this movie as Milo Ventimiglia does in like everything. Just kind of that his lip is sagging just a little bit, and he kind of talks like Milo. I just thought it was kind of funny, which then makes it great casting for his son in that movie. But we're not talking about that movie. But again, Brad, what did you think about this movie?
Wow, you really danced yourself in a circle there. I'm gonna give it a survive.
Yeah,
I liked it. It's action, yeah, delivered on what it said.
And something else too about this one,
because Sylvester Stallone can't be wrong.
No, it's not that. Again, it's that whole 80s action, and I like the first movie as well too. But I think, and you guys can weigh in on this as well too. Is Brad's more so. With us liking both the first and the second one, don't they feel like completely different movies? You know, because I think with the first one, while there was a little bit of action there, that was more dramatic because that had more of a story, while this one was just over the top action and less of a story. So it was like two totally different movies with the same character. So I'm glad goes into the hall.
Yes, it does.
Take that, Vic.
I had no doubt that it wasn't going to.
Well, I don't know.
I could have predicted this. I could have predicted this well into it.
No, I don't know. Brad can be a little tricky sometimes.
You gotta spray bullets all throughout.
Kind of like he was. When
Look
he
out,
said
Clueless. Cast a Clueless.
Brad.
Yeah.
You said yourself that you didn't watch the movie, that you hadn't seen it until just now, right?
Yeah.
So this week, when you saw the movie, you knew nothing about this movie.
I mean, I knew, I knew he went to the jungle.
I know he killed a bunch of
What's
people.
your point, Vic?
Yeah, what's your point?
I'm just saying.
I think he's just bitter that it's making.
No, I have nothing to be bitter about. It's just it does not surprise me in any way, shape, or form. I have never met a white male that does not love Rambo movies to the point of knowing how this was going to turn out.
But guess what, Vic?
What? Oh, look, Brad. It worked in Corey's favor for once.
Congratulations, Rambo, First Blood Part 2. Weird title.
It is kind of a weird title. I wonder when they dropped.
Well, it would have been weirder if they had said Rambo Second Blood, like
Part 1.
I think if they just would have gone with Rambo Part 2.
It was back in that day when they had to have, the sub lines for their movies and all. So, what can you do?
Yeah, Rambo. It looks like, according to IMDb, Rambo 3 just is Rambo 3. That there's no First Blood.
Correct. I think they've done it twice, so it definitely can't be anything.
Well, hold on. Where's Rambo 2? Okay, here it is right there. Yeah, it does say it. Yeah, they dropped it after this one, which is fine. So be prepared. Next year, we're doing Rambo 3.
Of course we are. And let me guess, around Memorial Day?
Maybe. We'll do it on what, Veterans Day? No. Bum bum ba-dum. There. No one is immune.
All right. So what war would you guys want to be a veteran of? Throughout history. Vic, I think we know the answer to yours. Civil.
Not. Most definitely not.
I think he's pretty proud to not be around at that time at all.
Which one? I'm going 2.
You're going to World War II?
WW2, yeah.
WW2.
Yeah, people call that the greatest generation, right? I've always found that interesting when people... that's what they say, right? I'm not wrong on that, am I? Don't they call that generation the greatest generation?
I don't know.
Vic,
I thought it was World War.
Hello, Vic? Are you there?
Yeah,
that tiger got Vic. Oh.
I'm getting static.
Vic is wrestling with that tiger.
Yeah.
Vic, I'm getting static on your end.
I'm going to look this. I'm almost certain. Let's see here. The greatest generation. Term made popular by journalists described the generation who grew up in the United States during the Great Depression, and then went on to fight World War II. So yeah, here's the thing: the greatest generation, huh? You mean with open racism and blatant domestic violence?
You're right.
That's the greatest generation?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Who coined that term?
Tom Brokaw.
A bunch of white guys.
Or Tom Brokaw, who is basically a collection of a bunch of white guys into one person. I think they are the greatest generation.
I'm Tom Blowchow.
Oh my God, do that again.
Nope. You get that one time.
This is how you do it on broke. All you just talk all slow. All right, buddy. This has been the show. Thanks for listening. We talked about Rambo. He killed a lot of people. He had a big knife.
He had a big knife.
Sweep the leg, Johnny. Oh, Rambo, I seen you kissing that Vietnamese girl. Then she died. This has been the Showdown Podcast.
I was wondering how many more she was going to go for.
All right, for Corey Miller.
Yes.
For Vic Miller.
No relation.
For Vic Miller.
Yup.
I'm Miley Cyrus. See you, buddy.
If I can change,
Я думаю, что каждый тоже изменился
and
сегодня.
you can change,
Вы можете измениться.
everybody can change.